If I get this right, nobody gonna say a damn word about that. So the best you're getting out of me, 6 games.
You're not even picking a team? You're just picking a number of games? What
Well,
kind of cowardice is that?
Ain't no cowardice. I'm refusing to capitulate to a system that is stacked against me. It'll end in 6 or fewer.
Wow.
Or fewer.
Wow, bold.
And now, the time you have been waiting for. Here's my pick. The Warriors in 4. Yeah!
Just so you know, that's kind of the same thing as what I said.
Do you believe Steph Curry when he says he doesn't care if he's the face of the NBA?
You know, the finals are here. We got LeBron on one side, who was the face of the NBA, and then we got Steph on the other, the face of the NBA that they've always wanted, like for the whole history of the league. But let Steph tell it. He's tired of y'all asking him about that.
It's really annoying for me to kind of be that's not what I'm playing for, to be the face of the NBA, to be this or that, or to take LeBron's throne or whatever. You know, I'm trying to chase rings, and that's all I'm about. So that's where the conversation stops for me.
Let's be clear. He cares a lot about chasing rings. Let's be clear. Steph Curry is here for his team. And while he might say he's not here to take down LeBron as the face of the NBA, I bet you Under Armour's looking at him as though we're kind of looking at you to be the face to take down LeBron in the world of sneakers. You are here to be the face of something. Don't pretend anything otherwise when your gear is all over the place and we can't avoid you in commercials.
Why would he stop pretending, though, given how much the humility at the microphones ends up working for him and tricking you into thinking that he's not an on-court assassin who does what I believe to be the single cockiest thing in the history of the NBA, which is shoot shots, then turn around before they go in and stare at your bench. He might not want you to be the snarling face of the league. He wants to look like the smiling face of the league. But, man, this guy's not humble, even as he keeps pretending to kind of be humble.
On-court assassin, off-court hustler also. And, hey, it's working well. I'm not knocking him on it. Just tell the truth.
As long as the face of the league is an Adam Silver, you know, everything is fine.
He's actually the face of Sunday Night Football on NBC. It's him, Rodney Harrison, and Dan Patrick.
Do you think Doc Rivers is rooting for Austin to come back and play for the Clippers or go elsewhere?
This one is complicated for a number of different reasons. Doc Rivers is in charge of the money with the Clippers. He's the general manager. He's the coach. His son plays for him and is going to become a free agent. Already got a little more money than you would have expected. Played pretty well, but Austin says that he's not that close to Doc, that Doc wasn't around very much during his childhood, so he's more of a player to Doc than he is a son. I'm not sure, Bomani, how you handle this situation if you're Doc Rivers and you value your son, but he wants more. He thinks that he's more valuable than you do. What do? You let him go.
Well, you know how you handle this if you're Doc Rivers. You got two choices. You can sign your son, or you can sign some other player that invariably you knew before, because those are the only kinds of players that Doc Rivers signs. Guys who played for him or guys who did well against his team. So that's your thing. Austin Rivers, is he better than some other guy that Doc Rivers used to be cool with back in the day? That'll answer it right there.
Austin, this is the moment you have been waiting for. Everyone in the league is saying that, you know, Doc Rivers is giving you a break because you're his son, that he put you to play because you're his son. That's the moment you have been waiting for. Bail out now. You got to show the entire league that you don't need your father to make it big in the NBA. If you don't make it, you can always go back to your own man. He'll take you back.
Hold on, let's be clear. He's not on that team because he's his father's son. He's on that team because he's his mother's son.
Should the NBA institute its own version of the Rooney Rule?
All right, Mark Spears wrote something for The Undefeated about the lack of black people in leadership positions in the NBA. If I asked you how many black general managers there were in this 74% African-American league when talking about players, would you be surprised to find out the answer is 4? 4. That's it. The NBA is not in the place the NFL was about 15 years ago when Johnny Cochran was threatening to sue them, and that's what brought on the Rooney Rule. If you're the NBA, why wait for that? There's a quantitative revolution going on that's raising a lot of questions about who will and will not be deemed qualified to get jobs. This could be a problem if you let it become one. It probably helps everybody to put measures in place to make sure you're at least trying to have diversity in your executive ranks.
The NBA has traditionally been very progressive when it comes to these kinds of things. Since 2010, there have been 30 general manager positions, 6 have gone to African Americans. That's not terrible if you compare it against all of sports. But I would ask you this question. Do you think you'd notice it more? Because I feel like a lot of people are looking at this and saying, oh, enough with this. Knock it off. The NBA is pretty good in this regard. If hockey, for example, had this kind of hiring practice and all the people in charge were black and 6 of them were white, do you think people would notice that a little more? Because it would feel the same as it feels in the NBA.
I sure would notice. That'd be an issue at Jet Magazine. Man, we be talking about that every week.
Do you think Ken Starr regrets giving his resignation interview?
Okay, Ken Starr, the former president, chancellor, whatever it was at Baylor, he did an interview with ESPN's Joe Shad. Now, I'm going to ask you to do this weird thing just for a second. Go into this pretending like Ken Starr is going to tell you the truth.
Why do you believe you have been removed as Baylor president?
Because the captain of the ship goes down. I believe the fair point is bad things happened in the football program, and I'm ultimately responsible, even though I did not know, and I accept that responsibility.
Okay, so you can pretend like he's telling the truth there, because he's definitely not telling the truth here.
Were female students safe enough on your campus during the period of time covered in the Pepper Hamilton report?
Well, in terms of our campus, as far as I know, absolutely. The episodes of which I'm aware, again, I'm behind a veil of ignorance in part. I've been partially briefed, but not fully briefed. Every episode of which I'm aware happened off campus, right? Not on campus. But we accept responsibility for that. We don't say, well, you're not within the geographic confines. You're not in one of our residence halls. I don't believe that there is any, this is my belief, that there is any episode of on campus. You cannot turn as a fellow student at a party where, and we're an alcohol-free campus, so it's not happening on campus to the best of my knowledge. They're off-campus parties. Those are the venues where these bad things have happened.
Except there were 10 reported sexual assaults in that time period that did, in fact, take place on campus. Here's my question. If you're Ken Starr and you've only been partially briefed and you are behind a veil of ignorance, apparently on purpose, so you wouldn't have to answer anything, why are you wasting our time?
Well, to do public relations is the answer to that, to do public relations poorly. And when you get in these scandals and you decide to be the public relations person, one of the things that is frustrating here is you've got a lot of people around Baylor saying, we're sorry, we're sorry, we're sorry, and you've got nobody, not a single one, saying, this is my fault. He'll take the responsibility as part of his leadership position, but nobody on that campus is willing to accept the fault and the blame that comes with, hey, my watch, my fault.
Hold on, take this one step further. Everybody's apologizing. Nobody knows what they're apologizing for. The more they talk, the more we realize, wait a minute, all you guys actually did was fire the football coach. You didn't tell us anything.
Is Brock Osweiler making the right call in turning down his invite to the White House?
Brock Osweiler is his name. I don't think this is disrespect, even though he says he's got important OTAs and it's important to practice. I think he doesn't want to be around all those teammates who have come on this show and told us on that defense, hey, Brock owes us a cut. Brock should give us some money and some gifts for all that money he signed for. Brock is basically avoiding them the way that you would like a loan shark.
Hold on, you think he's avoiding them? Or you think he's avoiding John Elway, the guy that basically told him he was not worth the money that they have right now? In part, the guy who told him, we can't go to a Super Bowl with you. There must be a bittersweet element to that for Brock Osweiler. The biggest factor that got them to the Super Bowl was putting him on the Oak. But the other end of it is the other big factor that got him to the Super Bowl was putting him in the starting lineup to save the regular season. I think he's missing out on this one because it ain't like anybody's going to invite him back.
Are you kidding me? Are you going to turn that invitation down? You know the type of a spread they got in the White House? Once a year, you know, they got all the stuff out there. You got lobsters, they got all kind of good stuff. Caviar, you know, champagne, the whole ball of wax. Buddy, you better reconsider fast.
When did you go to the White House?
A buffet is what he wants at the White House.
I do imagine, though, that the spread is pretty incredible.
I mean, probably, but how would he know? And why is that what he's thinking about?
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Or former Olympic swimmer. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I was going to say former.
Oh, come on, Pops.
Yeah.
You okay?
He's fine, although it appears to have singed all the hair he used to have.
My Son's TV show is brought to you by Metro PCS. Switch to Metro PCS. for only $30, period. Time to play the game whose philandering days are nearly behind him. Do you question?
Didn't know that about you. You give us topics and events, and we question them.
Do you question if the Olympic torch is in good hands?
Well, it can't be if it's leading off to your question, right? We go out to Brazil. There's an Olympic swimmer from Brazil. And what happens here is, or former Olympic swimmer. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I was going to say former.
Oh, come on, Pops.
Yeah.
You okay? There
yeah.
you go.
I mean,
Stride it out. Stride it out.
He's fine, although it appears to have singed all the hair he used to have.
Wow. Here's the only thing I need to know about that torch. Is that like a citronella torch? That thing kill mosquitoes? Because anytime I see somebody out here in Brazil, I'm like, man, I hope you don't get that Zika.
Can I see that again? Was there a hole in the road? Did someone not tell Pops, the former Olympic swimmer?
Yeah.
I mean, what is that hole doing there?
Yeah, I mean, not everybody can afford to pave all the streets, Dad.
But I mean, what are all those people? No, but I'm just saying, if you're going to walk with that many people, doesn't somebody's got to say, oye, abuelo,
yeah,
hueco.
I understand that, but if you're trying to keep your eye out for that Zika, you might not miss some things on the ground. Mosquitoes ain't on the ground, man. Mosquitoes in the air. I've been reading about this Zika, and it's no good.
You know, they speak Portuguese in Brazil. You know, idiot, you know, it's not Espanol, it's Portuguese.
I know. Well, I think if someone had said, oye, abuelo, hay un hueco, it would have been better than what happened there. Even if they didn't understand him, at least somebody would have been yelling.
Just so you know, by the way, if you go to Brazil for the Olympics, they don't like it when you speak Spanish to them.
Do you question if this stunt was a success?
I feel like this was a question yesterday, which ruins the joke that I was going to tell. What do we have?
More stuff.
Here we go. Here we go.
I mean, how did he think that was going to end?
Right.
I mean, we could see from up here were they expecting elevator doors to open?
Almost best case scenario. No, because there's the door over there in the corner. There's nothing. There's no sensor.
There are no elevator doors.
The most disappointing part is that he didn't go through it. That probably would have been better for everybody, like in the movies.
Was he expecting his brakes to work? Or his flip-flops?
You know, every time a video starts with somebody yelling, World Star, you know, it's not a good sign.
Did that happen? Can you run that again? That happened?
More stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's...
Yeah. That's his own. I mean, it was already his own fault, but it's extra his own fault. Boom!
Do you question the efficiency of this delivery service?
I love this. An Olympic torch question, a bicycle down an escalator, a delivery service. We haven't gotten to the Stanley Cup Finals yet. 1-goal game last night came to. Yeah, whatever. Let's see.
It was an overtime.
Look, he's delivering, what is that, carpet? Tubes? What is that? Look at the flip-flops. Are there sparks coming off of those flip-flops?
Better that than his toenails off his foot.
That seems uncommonly unsafe.
Got to be a better way. Although, if he can maneuver this turn, I'm not giving him enough credit for having practiced at this.
I mean, that's a success. We can't dispute that. That was not smart, but successful.
The video stopped at an opportune time. Something tells me that trial and error. There's the blooper reel. I bet it's pretty good.
You know, the way he was riding that motorcycle reminds me of the motorcycle video.
Oh, we got another one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what time it is.
Well, but wait a minute. I feel like this is totally gratuitous. This doesn't have anything to do with what we were just talking about.
There he goes.
Love on a
Give him
motorcycle.
time, give him time.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, the motorcycle.
Okay.
Here comes the delivery.
Oh, no.
I'm so glad he said delivery.
Do you question if rolling down a hill in a giant spool sounds like fun?
I'm not even sure I know what a giant spool is. Do you know what a giant spool is? No? Let's see. Let's find out together. There's a giant spool. Oh, there's a dude in there? Oh, and there he is. Yeah, there seems to be a dude in there. There's my proof.
Yeah, not anymore.
Oh. Oh, here it is. Wait a minute. It wants vengeance for you breaking it. Yeah.
How do you side up to the side to be the one in that spool? Like, that's not fine German engineering there. That's wood, like, finessed into a circle.
I can't believe that video got better after a human being went flying after that because the spool developed a mind of its own.
Rock. Then we're gonna roll. Then we let it pop. Go. Let it go. X gonna give it to ya. He gonna give it to ya. X gonna give it to ya. He gonna give it to you. Wow, 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 wow. Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that has an unpleasant amount of body hair. See or no?
Tell us what's on television tonight. I'll try not to break the no card again.
On Sports Time Ohio, Royals and Indians.
No, I am not interested in this, but we're not interested in telling you anything about the baseball portion of this. We're interested in the hot dog race. I love hot dogs. I love athletes who are hot dogs. I love to eat hot dogs. I love hot dogs behaving like hot dogs. Look at this.
Let's show everybody what happened here. Now, there goes ketchup.
Look at this guy.
And
Hot dogging it. Bang. Runs into the second baseman. And did he win? He still won anyway. That's embarrassing. How do you lose to that?
So there he goes. He's checking to make sure they're far enough back, and he will cross the finish line in front. So,
I mean, how does that? I guess that was prearranged, right? I mean, if you win when you fall down, Bomani, are you intrigued?
The greatest indictment of baseball as the 21st century spectator sport is all the things you have to do to stop people from falling asleep between innings.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, over in Tripolis, and they got to do something about the hot dog run. You know, they got the hot dog, they got the mustard, they got the ketchup, but then they have the light relish, you know? What kind of a hot dog race is that, you know? Without relish, there is no such thing as a good hot dog.
Okay, tell me about this relish costume.
Oh, well, you got it all green all over the place, chop it into small pieces, you know, and put a little bit of maybe vinegar a little bit, no?
We're no longer talking about a costume, clearly.
Nor are we talking about relish anymore.
On Comcast Philadelphia, Brewers and Phillies.
Why would anybody be interested in this? I'm not going to use this anymore. He doesn't need it. He's never using his. I'm going to take his. Let's see what we've got with the third base coach of one of the teams here.
Probably bored, couldn't resist.
The Nats for third base coach. Whoa, what is that? What was that? That's sexual harassment.
I think Steven Strasburg enjoyed that.
You got to call human resources there. What kind of pervert? What is that? Bomani, are you intrigued?
Dude, Spire was really ready to fight, like right then and there. And then he saw it was the mascot, and that didn't change very much about his readiness to fight.
I would have liked to have seen that fight, actually. Bobby, are you intrigued? Okay, not really.
I don't think he knows exactly what to do.
Whatever. I mean, what is he going to do? Somebody stuck a finger in it. Let's just move on.
On BBC.com, Natural World 2016.
Natural World 2016. Nature, animals, what do we got?
Wombat.
Yum. Want some? The treat? Wasn't me.
Oh, wow, a gassy wombat.
Jeez, funny boy.
The hell did we just watch? I mean, what did we just watch? A wombat, a gassy wombat eating corn. Are you intrigued? No, I'm not intrigued. Bomani, are you intrigued?
I just want to know when Brett Favre started doing that British accent, or is that Chris Christopherson? I had a little bit hard time telling which is which.
I did think that was going to be a cheap razor commercial for Brett Favre doing a press conference. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued, but I know that type of guy, that old guy, you know, he let one out and then he blamed the little thing that he was holding on his arms, you know, because he knew that he had the video on top of him, you know. I know those type of guys. I see them every day of the week here in South Beach, you know, especially in Publix, you know, in the checkout line, you know.
Yeah, I see that guy at work, too.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Gracias. See you mañana.
Is there a wombat around here? No? No, it smells funny.
Really?
Bomani? That? No?
I know.
No?
No.